Picture this, a recording studio somewhere far, far away.
Welcome to the fantasy zone. Get ready.
Welcome, Watchers of Illusion, to my Castle of Confusion on the 9th of June, and it's about time that we introduced a new challenger, the PlayStation 2. Yes, it is retro, I know, it just doesn't seem like it, does it? But it is a retro console now, bizarrely. Anyway, if we're going to kick off with PlayStation 2, we're going to kick off with a bloody good one, and it's God of War. Absolutely brilliant game, and done by Sony. But there's a little intro here, so
After 10 years
enjoy.
Of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness. But it had not always been this way. Kratos had once been a champion of the gods.
So, there you go. So he's tried to kill himself, and this is like the 3 weeks earlier thing. So, get to kill all these little nasties here, which is great. And, do you know what? The first time I ever saw this game, I was at a friend's house, and I was absolutely blown away by it. And I think this is the first game I ever purchased based on, I think I'd seen maybe the first boss fight on this game, and I was like, holy hell, I need to get this game, which I did. And I never regretted it. Absolutely fantastic game. Very, very smooth. And everything responds the way it should. And obviously, as you're probably aware, it's already spawned quite a few sequels on the PlayStation 2, the Vita, and the PSP, I think, had one. And also the PlayStation 4 has got the latest God of War series on it at the moment. So, there we go. So we're going to look at graphics, and absolutely stunning. They're really, really good for the PlayStation era. They are very, very good. Very smooth animations, and it's just amazing. And you'll see this as we go through as well. So I'm just going to dispatch these little nasties. But yes, that's why I haven't been uploading much over the last week, because I've been trying to get this all organised, and it was a bit of a labour of love, really. But I hope you're going to enjoy it. This game is absolutely solid. Right. So, the sound is absolutely fantastic. So you've got music and you've got sound effects, obviously. I mean, there's not many games that came with CD anyway, which is nice. The game does sort of prompt you as you go along as to what you need to do, which is nice for a learning curve. But you get health, and you get magic, and there's something else I believe you get as well. But it's a one-life game, but you can... I think it's got infinite continues, if I remember rightly. It's been a long time since I played God of War, but absolutely stunning game, absolutely. The controls are fairly good, actually, not too much to worry about. And as you can see here, it does actually sort of hold your hand through it a little bit as well, which is always nice. So we're going to encounter now the first part of the boss fight. So there's, I mean, it's amazing, and the sound is absolutely. If you play this game on a PlayStation 2, or if you've got the remastered on PlayStation 3 and 4, put it through an amp and whack the volume up. You'll be so impressed with the bass line and everything else in this. Absolutely brilliant. And it's just one of those games that just screams quality, sound quality, graphic quality. The storyline's really good as well. The boss fights are really sort of intuitive and well thought out as well. So you can see the boss has a health bar there, and the idea is obviously to knock you down. And you get these little sort of not cutscenes, but you get a little mini game, and you just follow the prompts. So when it says to push the triangle button, you just push the triangle button, and you'll be on to the next bit, which is great. And even this is really, really well done as well. So once you've poked him in the eye, he disappears. So that's nice. Now the The whole beam balancing act. This causes more frustration than anything else, I think, for me, and it did when I first had it as well. Basically, you leap onto the ledge. It's easy to fall off. That's kind of the problem. But sometimes you don't actually push the cross button quick enough, and that's it. You fall to your doom. But you continue from the last checkpoint, which you hope is kind of, you know, a recent one, really. But yes, this is you play as Kratos, who is a look, he's a Spartan. This is madness. You know the rest. Yeah, so playability, absolutely spot on. This is a game that you will come back to again and again. Even when you finished it, you'll probably want to play through again, just because it's amazing. It's one of those games that if you enjoy brutality and just mindless violence, this game is definitely for you. Now, the controls are, like I said, fairly simple. You've got a strong attack, a weak attack, grab, block, and then you've got like a leverage when you want to open chests and stuff like that, which is great. So, and everything fits really nicely within the controller's hand grip as well. So I'll show you as many sort of combo stuff as I can. You grab these guys and you rip their wings off, which is absolutely fantastic. I'll just hit anything that moves. It doesn't matter if it's friendly or not. Just hit it anyway. You can see he uses these like glaives that are on the chain there, and you can knock them up into the air and all sorts of stuff with that as well. So it's just amazing. Just a ton of fun, this game. It's absolutely a ton of. You'll find yourself grinning from ear to ear on certain ways that you can kill enemies. And here we go again, boss fight. I don't know if this is the last bit of the boss fight, but basically you got to avoid him slamming. I think it's where you use block and you can jump over him and stuff like that. And he'll try and put you in his mouth, and well, you'll see all this anyway, because I'm fighting him, fighting. But how cool is that? I mean, this is a level 1 boss. That's absolutely brilliant. The design on it and the animations as well. It's just really sort of lifelike, if you like. Here we go. I'm going in his mouth, and I'm going to pump that circle button, and there we go. And it's not too taxing either. You don't have to sort of ram the circle button too much to do that. And obviously it stuns him for a bit, so then you get a few hits in. You can see there's a combo meter there. I get 6 in a row, so that works as well. The replay factor on this is, well, I've already said, you're going to come back to this game again and again, especially if you are a fan of this genre, because it's epic. It's a one-player game, unfortunately, but I can't really see how they would have done 2 players on this. But again, you can always, you know, play past the controller, or once you've expelled your 1 life, pass the controller over, see if you can complete it between a team of you. That would be really good, especially if none of you played it before, because then there's no disadvantages or anything like that. So there we are. But Sony did a great job on this, and I think it was released at least in Europe it was done by Sony. I think it was done by Capcom in Japan, I think, if I'm thinking correctly here. And yeah, and I think the age rating on this one was a 15, I believe, 15 or an 18 because of the gore. Obviously by today's standards, if it's an 18, it'd probably be a 15 now or a 12. But, you know, because it's fantasy, isn't it? It's fantasy warfare. You're not actually killing people, you're killing monsters, really. And it just works so well. Now you'll see those, every time you kill something, you get those red blobs. Those, I think, replenish your health. What kind of game is it? I suppose it's a 3D sort of beat-em-up type affair, I think. Yeah, I'll go with that. You can see the Hydra as well attacking other bits of the ship as well, and eating the crew, which is great. He must have been on a buffet run. Like so, yeah, age range is between 15 and 18. But it's such a well put together game, you'll find yourself just almost in awe of it as you go through. And, you know, considering that it's PlayStation 2, and that's not a bad thing, because the PlayStation 2 is a fantastic machine. And there's some really great games out there. So Gran Turismo, Ace Combat, the Devil May Cry series, all things that I'm going to be looking at over the time of the channel. But this is the introduction to the PS2. on the channel, and I just thought, well, why not start with something big? So God of War it is. Now there are plenty of poo games as well, and I will be looking at those, but I'm going to kick off with at least a couple of decent ones to start with, and yeah, we'll see how we go. Now the idea of this bit is to reach the other end without destroying the box. Now you hold down the R2 button, and you grab hold of the box, and then you've got to push it, and then you can punt it across the screen, which is easier said than done, because if too many of those arrows hit the box, it will actually destroy your box just like that, really. So it can get a bit frustrating at times, but once you've learnt the pattern of it, so you've got to charge up your kick and then you boot it, and it goes all the way down there. So you can now push it to safety behind that box, and then just wait for an opening, and then you can punt it again, which I'm going to do, because if you don't do this, you can't get up to kill the archers. You've got to basically get that box, push it down so you can double jump your way up to that crate and kill all these really annoying gits with the bow and arrows. And there we are. The weather effects are nice on this as well, which you'll notice that with the rain coming down and all that jazz. So yeah, this is God of War, and I really hope that those of you who've never played God of War will give it a go. And if you've played God of War and you haven't played it for a while, like myself, then fire it up, give it a go. Have some glaive smashing fun. Another game I remember on PlayStation 3, which was similar to this, was Heavenly Sword, and it's a shame because that never got a sequel either, which is a bit of a shame. But kind of similar game. I was probably inspired by this one actually, but that was a good game on PlayStation 3, and it was a launch title as well, even better. Yeah, so sequels galore with God of War. Didn't mean that to rhyme, but what a crime. Okay, I'll stop there. So if you've never played God of War before, get out there, grab a copy of it. It's not that expensive. In fact, I can tell you now, if you've got a PlayStation 4, there are the remastered God of War 1 and 2 available on the store right now. I think UK it's $19.99. Not sure what it'd be in the States, but it won't be that much more expensive, I wouldn't think, or cheaper or whatever. You can get the God of War 3 remaster on PlayStation 4 as well, along with PlayStation 4, along with God of War 4, which is the latest version of the saga. So there you are. I love this bit. You've got to climb up here, and you can whip them with your glaives. If I do remember rightly, you can grab their legs and pull them down. See if. But just the scale of the game, it just gives you a real idea of how big these stages actually are. It's quite a lot to do as well, which is nice. It's not just big blank areas. There's always some threat looming and ready to be sliced and diced with your warglaives. Here we go. Oh, there you go. We can grab them. There we go. Bye. Okay. Brilliant. So the game evolves as you play, which is great. So you're always finding new things out as you sort of progress, and then you'll be utilising all this. Have it. You could be utilising all these new abilities as you play. Some of the god fights and the boss fights in this game are absolutely immense. So I hope you'll be looking forward to playing that for yourself and giving it a good go. I will be looking at God of War 2 at some point, and I'll be looking at other things like I said, Gran Turismo 3, 4, that sort of thing. If there's any PlayStation 2 games that you remember playing and you'd like me to cover, let me know, and I will see what I can do. Now, I am playing this on an emulator, but I'm using my own discs, just so you know, because my PlayStation 2 is in storage, because it's a special edition one, and I don't want to break it out and get it knackered. But if you are interested in downloading a PlayStation 2 emulator, then EPSXE is the best one, and this is what this is running on now. But please remember to use your own software, discs, games, whatever. And yeah, so GameCube as well. I've done a GameCube review a while ago, Mario Kart. But if you'd like to see any more GameCube reviews, I'm going to be adding that to the channel as well, because it's about time. And that had some cracking games on it as well. So if there's anything on those PS2 or on the GameCube, let me know, and I will see what I can come up with for you. I really hope you've enjoyed this review, because I've had an absolute blast playing it. Oh yeah, this is one of the spells that you get for Poseidon. He gives you abilities to go out there and kick some butt with. So there we are. But yes, in a nutshell, that's God of War on the PlayStation 2. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hello to all of my new subscribers. Great to have you all along. Hope you've been enjoying the channel. And hello to my existing subscribers that have been with me from the very beginning. You guys are absolutely awesome. I hope you're all staying safe, and this lockdown situation is starting to improve. So hopefully life will start to resume back to normality very soon. Anyway, I hope you're all staying safe. I'll leave you with a bit more gameplay. I'll catch you in the next review, which won't be too far away. Anyway, you take care, keep it retro, and bye for now.